Hello, hello, hello. It's your guy, Spartanzilla, aka Quaffo Adakwa, ZSN, Thick as Thieves, going solo this week because my guy Distro, life has gotten in the way, stuff has happened, but he will be back ready and willing and able to provide you all the content you could ever want for week 3. But he did send in his picks, so we have that to look forward to today. As always, this is brought to you free of charge. But if you like what you see and if you like the content I'm providing in these streams, feel free to join me at www.zillasportsnetwork.com. That is the way to become a subscriber, where we're talking about all things fantasy football. You know, the NFL kicked off with a great game yesterday. So we have fantasy football. We have college football. When basketball starts, we have basketball. We have college basketball. Lots of fun stuff. $9.99, simple $9.99 per month, or $99 for the year. Get you access to all the insider stuff, the good stuff. We go deeper into the picks than we do here on the show. We do the same thing for fantasy for those playing DFS or even if you're playing season long. Great community of people, been around for about a year. It's almost getting on a 1-year anniversary. We have to do something special for that. But www.zillasports.com, at ZillaSportsNet on Twitter, Zilla Sports Network on Instagram, all the fun places you can find me, your host, and others that are contributing to the ZSN family. So recap of last week, Thick as Thieves, we like to give you kind of the good, as they would say. Distro last week, a solid 2-1 in his picks. His 401k lock of Alabama. Boom, baby. It was that. I mean, if you put any of your 401k on that, again, we gamble responsibly. We wager responsibly. But again, if you did any of that for last week, you came away looking really, really good in week 1. I'm not going to brag. I might brag a little. My picks, 5-0. 5-0 on the picks. Hit you with the Michigan State, the +3 right there, the love, and the straight-up money line. Hit you with a bunch of good stuff. 5-0, hit you with Bama, hit you with the Georgia and the money line and the +3. Come on, guys. I can't give you more better than that. So, we're going to try to do good. We understand ebbs and flows, variance, all that type of stuff. We're going to try to give you the same level of good stuff here for week number 2. It's really week 3 because you got that 0 week. But week number 2 of college football season. So without further ado, 3 games we like to break down on the show. 3 big games. And then we'll try to give you a kind of, a game that's kind of off the radar. At least I will this week. So first game is in the Horseshoe. The Ohio State Buckeyes, coming off their win against Minnesota, host the Oregon Ducks. Shout out to my friends. I got some local friends that are U of O alums. Shout out to John right there. I mean, that's it's going to be a tough road to hoe for the Oregon Ducks coming across country. Breakfast and football, as they say, because the noon kick, which is 9 o'clock in the Pacific time. Hey, the line's 14.5 right now. In this game, I'm taking Ohio State. I think with Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, C.J. Stroud showed. I know he's a little bit a little injured, but I think he's going to be fine for game time as far as I can tell. They're going to get their DBs back. It's at home. Columbus is going to be rowdy and raucous. Fans galore. Come on. 14.5. Oh, I got to tell you what right now. That's got to be easy money. I say they probably beat the Ducks by 3 touchdowns. So you can give me 14.5. I got Ohio State easily over the Ducks. Distro, on the other hand, went with Oregon with the money. His rationale, and I read, he's going Oregon 14.5 and over 63.5, which I could see the over, maybe. Offensive explosion, and Oregon will be able to score enough points to cover. If Distro was here, I'd have to tell him, like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you even doing with this thing? No way. But I got to differ with him. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I'm not going to touch the total. He's going with the Ducks. He's going with Oregon, and he's going over on the total 63.5. We'll see what happens. Noon. We'll know by 3:30 in the East what happens with the Ducks and with the Buckeyes. Let's move on to the battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Big time battle in Iowa. Shout out! I got a lot of friends in Iowa as well. I was talking to some of them. Great job. You guys got game day there in Ames, Iowa State, Iowa. The winner of this game in kind of the we'll say not sitting shotgun, but sitting in the car on the road to a potential playoff appearance. When you think about how the schedule breaks out for both of these teams, with a couple roadblocks to go, so huge game, one of the bigger games in the history of this battle between these two institutions out in Iowa. Looking at D. Stroh's line of this, he's showing the Big Ten love. He's going with Iowa with the 4.5. He's taking those points. He's also got Iowa on the money line. His rationale is that the Iowa defense is suffocating, which hard to say against Indiana, really, right? I mean, it's Indiana. Maybe Indiana's coming back to earth a little bit. I don't know about Iowa, but he says defense suffocating, will keep the ball on the ground and control the clock. Really? And he thinks 4.5 is the right choice. Again, this is why we probably need to be on the show together, because I would go back at Distro with my take on this. I think Iowa State was waiting in the weeds, just waiting. Last game, a little bit listless, didn't have their tight end Kohler. Breece Hall looked a little slow. Brock Purdy doing his thing, but they didn't do enough. They were waiting for this game. They had game day. They got Corso. They got Reese Davis. They got Desmond Howard. I mean, they got people coming in there. This is setting up for a cyclonic event. A cyclonic event in Ames. Give me Iowa State, 4.5 point favorite. They're going to win by touchdown against Iowa. I'm not sold on what I saw against Indiana because I think Indiana's going to come back. I like Iowa State's offensive pieces. I like their team in total. Matt Campbell has these guys lathered up. A lot of returning players from a year ago. They have been prepped for this all in the offseason. Iowa State, give me the points. And actually what I'm going to do also in this game, I'll take the under. I think a defensive slugfest. I think a final score of Iowa State, maybe 24, Iowa 17, something like that. Defensive battle. But give me the Cyclones in this one. Distro and I again going boom, 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 heads up. Last game of this week 2 slate is a game not far from me, down the road in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the Michigan Wolverines coming off a big win against Western. I kind of thought Western had a little bit more juice in the tank, but Michigan played a really good game against, I think, a very good offense. They are hosting the Washington Huskies tomorrow night in primetime on ABC. Washington, 7-point underdog here, coming to the big house. 111,000 screaming, rabid Wolverines. We all know how Spartanzilla feels about the Wolverines, right? But whatever. That being withstanding, I can understand when this is just purely to look at the game and the line and not worry about my discomfort or how I'm feeling about my rival down the road. That being said, Washington's coming across country. At least this game isn't like what Oregon has to face at noon. It's an 8 o'clock game. It's primetime. I got to tell you, Washington did not look good in week 1. Got quarterback questions, got coaching questions, a few injury situations there. I'm going with Michigan by a touchdown. That 7-point looks about right to me. I think Big Blue, McNamara quarterback, they've got some pieces. Losing Ronnie Bell, huge for the season. But I think they find a way to get it done against a Husky team that's just struggling. See what Josh Gaddis has got cooked up. We'll see what Jimmy Kaki's got cooked up. We'll go with that. I'm going to go with the Wolverines in this one. And, of course, because we'll make it 3 for 3, D. Stroh not here to defend himself, but this is what he gives me in the show rundown. He says, and he was 1 for 1 on the season with Bama. his 401k lock. 401k lock is Washington +7? For real? That's his 401k lock? Washington +7. He says, don't be fooled by last week's loss. Montana wasn't a horrific team. He thinks Washington's motivated to not go 0-2. Quarterback wants to keep the job. Coach wants to keep the job. I'm here providing the insight that Distro provided because he couldn't join us. But man alive, I'm trying to tell you, Washington, I'm not seeing it. So we're going heads up in every game. So we'll see what happens. Either you go with Distro or you go with the guy that was 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. Pretty impressive in week one. I gotta say, I don't peacock a lot, but 5-0, pretty good in week one. So to review, Distro's going with the Oregon Ducks in that game, the 14.5. He's also going over 63.5 there, 63.5 there in the total. I'm going with OSU and the 14.5 points. In the SIAC game, Distro's going with Iowa, getting the 4.5 points and the money line as well with Iowa. I'm going with the Cyclones of Iowa State. 4.5 points feels about right for me. I'm taking the under at 46.5. And then the 401k lock in the primetime ABC game. Distro, his 401k lock, Washington +7. I'm getting the Wolverines. And don't let me down, Michigan. Come on. Got to root for Michigan on a Saturday night. Hopefully I've had something to drink because I don't really want to watch that game. I will give you one sneaky play. And I get, this is a glimpse into the subscriber kind of world we live in, in Zilla Sports Network. Tennessee, the Volunteers going up against Pitt. My guy, the Nard Dog, Pat Narduzzi and his Pitt team, always going to be strong defensively. But I feel like Tennessee might have found something with Joe Milton. Accuracy is always an issue, but they got a lot of weapons with Wyatt, Jabari Small. I know Tyon Evans may be hurt. Tennessee has some weapons, has some athletes, plays at a good tempo and pace that might give Pittsburgh fits. They're getting points. Tennessee +3 on the road. I'm going to say take those points from Tennessee. And you know what? If you want to get frisky, take Tennessee on the money line. Maybe parlay that with OSU and Iowa State. Get you a nice little 3-team parlay. That might be the way to go. Sneaky pick, the Vols. Take the points because you're getting the points and take them on the money line. That's a sneaky pick for you, like a little side extra sweetener because I'm feeling good. It's a Friday. Football is here. It's good. So I'm going to give you the extra pick there. Very short and sweet show this week. I appreciate your support. I will be back on Sunday morning because it's week 1 of the NFL. So I'll be back in this channel Sunday morning, 10 a.m. in the East to give you a live before lock show. Half hour, 10 to 10:30 a.m. in the East. So if you're on the West Coast, you better hurry up, get ready and watch it. Bringing you the same goodness we've done in years past, a variety of different channels. And again, if you find it, what we're providing you great, like, subscribe here on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram at Zilla Sports Network, at Zilla Sports Net on Twitter. And by all means, www.zillasportsnetwork.com. Subscribe, join the movement. We're coming. We're going to make people winners for sure this fall. So for Distro, who's not here, but we'll see if his picks did anything. For Distro, it's your boy, Spartan Zilla, saying peace, enjoy Saturday, a lot of football on deck, and I'll be back Sunday morning, 10 a.m. for the NFL breakdown. We'll talk to you soon.